Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft, the Brad and Draco edition. So in the last episode, we were talking about industrial craft here. We were talking about this machine, the generator, which feeds us power from sources of fuel like coal or lumber into
Coal, coke, etc. There's like a lot of fuels.
Yes, there's a lot of different types of fuels. Some are better than others. Coal is pretty much the basic standard. And it feeds energy into machines like the macerator here. But I explained briefly the issue of this little buffer here. See, now it's... There we go. I explained the issue of this buffer right here, how it's showing you right now. A machine is taking the energy out of the buffer as it is burning up our pieces of coal. Now this is good and all, but it is still highly inefficient because you're going to end up losing energy in the process. So the solution to that would be a bat box, pretty much a battery box. It holds 40,000 EU, right? 40,000 EUs, which is just energy units, which is being stored from the generator, from our coal, from this buffer, into the bat box, which is then in turn going into this cable and powering our macerator. And you can tell that the macerator is powered up by the, I don't know, arrow bolt thing that's lit up right there.
The energy.
Yes.
The energy buffer, basically.
Let us show you why that is so good. 14.
It's mud.
Huh?
Oh, you're gonna do gold first?
Yeah.
Okay.
14 pieces of gold. Now, that is going to obviously, in a regular furnace or an iron furnace, give us 14 ingots. While we have it working away right now.
And it's pretty loud.
It is loud, yes. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. You can see it's operating here and doing its thing.
And you can see what comes out of it in the moment. Why'd you put a marble block there? I'm gonna put a machine in a moment.
I know.
Joke.
Okay, so what could come out is 2 gold dust.
Oops.
What are you building? Oh, tree taps. Do we want to explain the gold dust, or we don't have the machine for it yet, do we?
You can put it in a normal furnace.
Oh, I can?
Mm-hmm.
Which is better?
Electric furnace is better, but this
but
right
I
now
mean, for the same output. I mean.
What?
Not like speed, like to make sure we get the same output. 2 gold dust equals the 2.
It doesn't matter, any furnace.
Anyways, so we take that gold dust, put it in a furnace with a piece of coal.
Should be self-explanatory what it is.
Voila! We get 1 gold ingot from 1 gold dust. So if 1 ore gives us 2 gold dust, you know, through the macerator, that means the macerator essentially doubles every piece of ore you have. So you can see why this is something that we were talking about early on, something that we wanted to get it as soon as possible. It is something that you can't live without, especially once you start getting up to things like gold and diamond. You know,
diamond you can't do.
I can't?
Nope.
Well, it's still other precious metals like gold, silvers, and tins that are relatively rare.
Also, over here in the table, if you want to take it out yourself.
Extractor.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay. I thought I put it in my inventory, but I obviously didn't. Here, let me place something.
Just put it on the cable.
I don't have it.
Should be.
There. I didn't put it in my inventory. I put it in the stupid... Anyway, so yes, we have a piece of machinery that you want to attach to this cable. All you have to do is put it over top of it. So the extractor is... Well, maybe you should explain the extractor.
It is basically... give me a second. Need a tree top here. Want to come out here then?
I have
tree tops.
I have resin.
Yeah, it's basically...
I have 28
it will
on me.
pretty much triple your outcome of rubber from each resin. instead of just one per, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a 3-to-1 ratio.
So for every sticky resin we have, let it work slowly. Loud ass machines.
If you alter your sounds, it'll drop the audio.
I know. You get 3 rubbers versus the 1. That's why instead of using all the sticky resin we had, I only used like half of it because I knew we were going to be getting an extractor soon, and that was something we needed. Now, does the extractor only work with sticky resin and rubber, or is there another? Does it have another purpose?
It has other purposes, but right now that's about all most people would really need. Also, have you seen the taller trees in the jungle, like the unusual looking ones?
Like this one right in front of us? On the right? That big one right there?
No, that's a normal jungle tree, but you'll see sometimes in there, not sure, come up here for a moment. You'll see like that really unusual like tree that kind of stands out amongst the other ones, right?
The ones that with the 4 base?
No, like you'll see way in the back, it's like a tall, dark green tree.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's the red power 2 rubber tree, which of course can be extracted like the other ones, but it's way slower, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Just if anybody uses red power 2, that can be used, but it is way slower than resin or IC2 rubber, because of course it was designed that way because of how big the RP2 trees actually are.
So you see here that a bat box, it's draining our power the more we use it. So that's something we want to start to remedy as soon as possible, because we don't want to waste all our coal. In fact,
Well, we're going to right now still, because it's kind of...
And in fact, we need an electric furnace too.
Yeah. And to do that... Anything in here? Okay.
We need another machine block, which we have, and we need another...
Actually, we don't need a machine block.
Do we need a...
Circuit.
Yeah, circuit.
Crap. Take the machine block part. That's one nice thing about machine blocks. They're your refined iron, but in block form.
Yeah.
And iron furnace turned into an electric furnace. There you go. You can take it if you want.
I'm gonna go over here, plop it right here.
And it's basically like a normal iron furnace, except it runs on electricity instead.
And what we were talking about earlier was loss of power down the cables.
I
the
believe it's like
longer
4 or 5.
every block it has to go.
Not all.
Huh?
No, it's after a certain number that it starts to lose it.
Yeah, after so many spots it goes past, it starts to lose its energy. So instead of this,
It has resistance against. It has basically resistance, which of course anybody that's into anything like that would understand.
instead of this operation taking like what 16 EU, it would end up taking technically like 21 or 22 EU per operation because of the energy that has to travel down this line, and it gets lost to try and power that machine, which is remedied later with higher
There.
with higher caliber cables, but we won't be dealing with that right now quite yet. But this brings us on to my next point thing. Is we need a solar panel. We at least need a couple.
That's gonna be a while still, because you gotta macerate down coal and everything too.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the beginning foray into, well, industrial craft. And also, this rubber isn't just used for copper, it's used for pretty much every type of cabling. So that's why the extractor is needed, especially really early on, so that you can get all your cable made that you need.
Especially since you'll need a lot of copper cables, as you've seen, for just basically circuits.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's macerate some copper. On the macerator, on this side right here, it's got 4 spots. What, to somebody that's not ever played this, what are those?
Those are basically upgrade slots, and if you look in NEI, you can look in and actually see there's a few upgrades you can put in there.
Which we'll get into later, because then we need an upgraded bat box, an upgraded
Not really.
yeah, you do.
It's later on if you want to increase the voltage and such to it, but
Isn't that what some of the upgrades do, though?
that's
Also,
one of them you can.
I'm gonna take the copper out of here because, well, we're low on power. And I'm gonna take actually the resin out too, because we are really low on power. So I don't want to.
Which is why a lot of times you're gonna be dealing with a lot of general coal maintenance until you can get the other.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's nice once we have the because we have the macerator, we can put in one regular piece of coal, and and then macerate coal to get more out of it, because it's essentially the same process, correct, that it is for ores. So one coal turns into 2, pretty much.
No.
Oh, I thought
No.
it was.
No, coal turns into coal dust, and it's a 1-to-1.
Oh, crap. Okay, well then I totally lied. Ignore what I just said.
I'm just powering it up with a full stack of coal right now.
Where did all the gold go that I had?
I don't know. I only have 3 bars. That's it.
Oh, it's still here in the electric furnace. So yeah, all that gold, that little gold we had, 14 ore turned into 28 gold ingots. That is insane when you start to realize how rare some of these metals are and how much you can do with it. So
And I seriously need to start considering some other things.
yeah, I know. We need
Some
we need to go find coal, and then we also need to start working towards.
I just put in a full stack with the EMC. It's not like a very ideal thing for me, but it's
better than nothing.
Yep.
So in that case, let us do, where'd the copper go? Copper. Let's put the copper in the, yeah, not the electric furnace, no. Macerator. Yeah, that furnace will operate as normal. So if you put a piece of copper ore in there, it's going to come out 1-to-1 versus, well, 2-to-1 if you put it in the macerator first. So yes, it will use more energy, but you get more out of it. And once you have a couple of solar panels, along with maybe a little bit of supplemental coal, it's not too bad. Do you have those batteries still?
Nope. I use them for making the battery box. Sorry.
So there's two boxes right here on the bat box, the bottom and the top one. Let me see if I get this right. The bottom one will fill up something that requires energy, either an electric tool.
The top does.
Oh, the top does that. So the top fills up either an electric tool or a portable battery, which you can use yeah, in case if you're like filling up your bat box and you want to keep storing energy. That's a really good way. But then you can take either that electric tool or battery or bat pack, put it on the bottom, and it'll take that energy out of the battery, the portable battery, the bat pack.
I'm not sure on the bat pack. I never really personally tested, but
well, something
could,
for the most part, as far as we know, something that has energy stored. You can put it in the bottom here, and it will take that energy out of that and put it back into your bat box. So this bat box, while it only holds 40,000, you still technically have an unlimited amount of space, provided that you can create enough batteries. But, and I say but very carefully, there are upgrades to the bat box later on, which I think the next upgrade holds 600,000 EU.
Hmm.
So while those batteries that we just talked about are good, don't waste all your materials to make a ton of them, because eventually you will get a better bat box, if that makes sense. A couple of batteries are good in the beginning, especially if you have electric tools, but they're not completely necessary. I hope I made perfect sense in all this. Anyways, so Draco and I, we're gonna go back down into our cave.
I'm just making some items that'll be quite useful later and teaching them to my table.
Yes, let's teach a table.
Hey, you don't know what I'm doing, do you?
Partially.
There we go. Another red power 2 item.
What?
Behind here. An alloy furnace.
Ooh, an alloy furnace. So, what does an alloy furnace do then, Draco? Huh. I actually don't even know, so this is actually a learning experience for me. The cool thing about this series that we're doing is I'm learning as well. A lot of the stuff I kind of already know, either from Draco or Direwolf, like, you know, some of these early machines over here. I have no idea what an alloy furnace is. So
basically,
explain.
it's pretty much lets you convert. Basically, you can actually cook up various things like brass, red alloy ingots, etc. Like, pretty much it's a lot of red power 2 stuff that you'll really start to enjoy. There's all sorts of little additions you'll find need something like this, and you'll also be able to make, as you've seen with the nickelite here, you can make that into blue alloy ingots, which is for electricity, which is basically the energy equivalent for red power 2.
Yes, a lot of crap.
It's a lot to learn, but once
Yes.
you learn it, you kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it takes the and think about when
Oops.
Minecraft first started. So much was there. People were overwhelmed. Oh my god, I can make so much. Well, that ship has sailed a long time ago. Now, unless you're completely new to Minecraft, you know, you're not as overwhelmed. You know exactly how to make all your basic early stuff and what you need to do right away. That's cool, because these mods take that formula and just run wild with it, which is what I find enjoyable about the whole experience.
Yep. And building materials. Put this back in here for a moment.
What did you make a bunch of, I noticed
Bricks.
a bunch of clay. Yeah, clay is gone. Why'd you make a bunch of bricks?
Because
I know what you're
it's
doing.
easier. What?
I think I know what you're doing.
What?
You gonna make a coke oven?
Eventually, but I want to kind of also, because of course, this requires 8 bricks to make. So.
Oh, okay. All right, so that'll be it for this episode of Let's Play Minecraft, the Brad and Draco edition. Between episodes, we're gonna go down into our mine. We may do a little bit of farming, a little bit of baby making. Not us, the animals. And actually, that entire sentence just sounds wrong, even if when I try to fix it. We may play around with this bridge a little bit more because we want rails eventually. I mean, I want rails along the sides here, so you know, we can't just like run off. We are gonna start, I hope, with rails too in the next episode. I hope. It may be the next episode.
Know.
It may be the next episode or an episode after that. No promises though. But it's not. When we do it, it's not going to be in between videos. It's just the only thing we're gonna do is baby making, bridge, fixing upper, maybe make a roof on our house, and then do a little bit of mining. So we will see you guys next time. Have a good day.